Hello everyone, Josh first back again, bringing you guys some more Elune, and today we're going to be looking at legendary hero Karu. We're going to be looking at all of her max base stats. We're going to be looking at her skill multipliers, her skill animations within the game, and talking a little bit about her design and all that other good stuff that we love to do with hero breakdowns. So hope you guys all enjoy. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and comment below what you guys think about our new legendary support hero Karu. So, at maxed +5, level 60, she's looking at 9,200 attack, which is pretty around middle of the pack there, not bad at all. Magic defense and physical defense are sitting around almost 5,300, not bad there. And her HP is what really stands out to me. It's 58,000, which is on the very high end for support heroes right now, especially legendary support heroes. So that is very, very good. And her attack speed is right around middle of the pack as well, 108. Not too fast, but not too slow. Evasion 31 and crit 41, neither of those stats really matter too much. I believe that's only like a 2% evasion or whatever. It's not very high. Might be even less than that. Let me take a quick look here, or it'll drive me crazy. Yeah, 2%. So pretty on average there. Those stats are usually pretty much around the same for almost all heroes. So nothing really big there. But yes, the HP stat really stands out to me. Again, the attack stat is around middle of the pack. Speed stats around middle of the pack. Physical and magical defense is around middle of the pack for support heroes, but that HP is on the very high end. So, very, very tanky support hero that offers a lot of other things for your team. Now that we have the stats out of the way, let's talk about those skills. This is what really makes or breaks a hero, more so than just the base stats. Base stats are very nice, but what can the skills do for you? So, on our S1, usually we do not talk about S1s here on the channel. Usually S1s are kind of whatever. You know, they're all pretty much cut and dry, the same thing for the most part. Some of them actually do have benefits from their passive, so sometimes it's worth noting. Like a hero like Eris, for example, where her S1 is tied into her S2. Thus, her S1 is important. But you get these rare occasions, much like we just talked about Eris, where their S1 is actually really, really good. And in Karu's case, it's an AoE, which I believe makes her only the third hero in the entire game that has an S1 AoE, alongside Lisa Rose and I believe Mikazuki. I believe those are the only three. If I missed one, I think I might have missed one. I think I missed it yesterday as well in the stream. Somebody will let me know in the comment section below, I'm sure. So either one of three, one of four, whatever, just a very small select few has an AoE S1. So it makes it very, very worthwhile just in that regard alone. Beats her drum loudly to deal 490 and 65% attack magic damage to all enemies. So it's not going to be some big beat stick attack. It's not going to do a ton of damage, but, you know, it is very helpful for a stage such as Trent. It's helpful for farming and stuff like that. And as we know, most AoEs in the game, especially on an S1, the modifier is not going to be insanely high because that'd be a little bit broken if an S1 AoE is just doing a ton of damage for 0 soul cost. So I can see why it's around those numbers, but it's not too bad still, nonetheless. Again, it is an AoE on an S1, so very good for farming, just normal story, or even maybe potentially decent for Trent. We'll have to see. It's always good to break down those mobs. Alright, special. Now this is all allies. Let's max it out. Vigorous drum beats inspire all allies and grants an enhanced buff that increases crit rate of all allies by 40%. That is high. 40% crit rate. Pair her up with Miho and you're talking crit city. Absolutely insane. And that is for 3 turns. When an ally with inspiring drum beats, which is the special skill here, attacks, heal that ally's HP by 30% of their attack. I don't know if it's by their attack or her. It's probably her attack. But you're going to be getting her attack somewhere, I would say, easily 10, 11,000. If you, of course, max duped her. So her potential for healing is quite high. Because you get that for 3 turns for all allies. So that is very interesting. That is very interesting. So yeah, you're going to be getting... If you pair that up with Weiwei's S2 constantly healing when you receive an attack, and she's healing your units when they do attack, that is a lot of healing. Like, that is a ton of healing. And then you throw Frey into the mix with her barriers. You have an extremely versatile and tanky team. Like, the possibilities there are absurd, or very absurd. Because you're going to be healing when you attack, you're going to be healing when you defend, and you're going to be just having a big barrier on your body every couple turns thanks to Freya. Just, the tankiness there is insane. Actually, that makes her very viable and valuable even in the new hard mode for Chaos Tower. So she's already finding a lot of modes where she's going to be good in. I still think she's going to be pretty decent in PvP as well, but we'll get to that later. Now, her ultimate. One enemy plays the ancient drum to greatly boost morale, and orders all allies to jointly attack the enemy designated by Karu using their basic skills with attack increased by 40%. 40% attack. Allies joining this attack have a 30% chance to gain an enhanced buff that increases attack by 40% attack for 2 turns. So that is nuts. So, using their basic skills with attack increased by 40% attack. Allies joining the attack have a 30% chance to gain an enhanced buff that increases attack by 40% attack. So, okay, so they have potential to increase their attack by 80%, I believe is what I'm reading here. So they get the hard 40% attack during that one attack only. So it's not technically going to be an enhanced buff, which means it won't have a turn counter. It'll just be 40% increased attack, boom, for that one hit. That already is insane. That's already a lot of damage on that one turn, paired, and I'm sure that'll combo, of course, with Wei Wei's S3, which is nuts. And then they have a 30% chance to gain an enhanced buff that increases their attack by 40% for 2 turns. Nani. So, yeah. I like that. That is crazy. She is a more efficient Cardia. Because Cardia, you have to build up to those numbers. Especially with her new nerf. You have to build up to those numbers, and then you have to maintain it. She can just say, you know what, hey, every couple turns, pop my S3, boom, done. Not to mention, she's letting your whole team attack one enemy. And by the way, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure, if you pair her up with another AoE S1 unit like Mikazuki, for example, Mikazuki is going to be using her base skill, and it's going to still do AoE. With those increased attack percentages on top of Wei Wei's S3 buff. So, wow. That makes her very, very good for PvP. This is one of those skills that just stands out to me as a very good farm skill. Very good boss killer skill. Very good mob clear, whatever. Very good for Chaos Tower. Again, paired with her S2 as well. And she's just going to complement Wei Wei so well. Because they're both doing a little bit of the same thing, but also a little bit of the different things. On 2 sides of the same spectrum, they're going to be bolstering your team both offensively and defensively, while also providing them with more DPS, tankiness, etc., and allow you to clear things more quickly and more efficiently. Wow. Okay, so for me personally right now, I feel like Karu and Wei Wei are best friends. You put those 2 in your team, 2 support heroes, and then you throw on 1 or 2 DPS, and then you throw in another healer, another support unit. You have a very, very versatile team that you could use in a plethora of game modes, and even more so situations. So, very, very good skill set so far. And we haven't even got to the passives yet. So, Karu's skill set for 1, 2, and 3 are very, very good. Very in high demand right now. That's crazy good. Alright, passive 1. Shamaness's Blessing. The unique blessing of the High Shamaness of the Unio tribe makes her tribe stronger. When there's an ally afflicted with debuffs, removes 1 random debuff as soon as card receives a turn. Now, this was one of those passives that I looked at beforehand and was what really caught my attention for her usefulness in PvP right now. PvP is very much a high debuff meta right now. This is very anti-meta, which means she's very good against the current meta. She can go against the grain right now and do well. And this was before I even looked at her S3. So, yeah, very, very good unit. This is also going to be very helpful if you want to use her in a boss fight such as Ime. You can just say, oh, you want to go ahead and hit me with something? No. This is going to be very good in Trent. Oh, you want to go ahead and lock my skill down for my main DPS? No. It's not going to happen. So this is good. This is a very, very good passive. Very good passive. This has usage in so many things. Very, very good. Passive 2, Danger Signal. Karu can give an insight into battlefield and predict danger. As long as Karu is alive, increases evasion rate of all allies by 0.3% per every 1% of HP they lose. So, for example, if you lose 10% of HP, you're going to get 3% evasion. And of course, you can stack this on top of Miho as well. Miho's S3. Which also will go as well with Wei Wei's S3 for the whole attack buff. Which also goes well with Karu's attack buff if she can get that as well. So, holy crap. You're talking about some of the big heavy hitter units that we're using right now. And I don't mean in terms of heavy hitting for DPS. But in terms of usefulness, popularity that people use among the entire Elune community. She's going to fit right in that mold with them. And help elevate them all together to make a very, very strong and established team. Just phenomenal. That's a very good passive as well. Again, increases your team's survivability, your team's longevity within a fight. Just, I don't see where that is not going to be good in any game mode in the entire game. That's going to be useful everywhere. So again, so far, 2 for 2 on passive is actually being useful. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. Let's just knock this thing out of the park. Let's get a full home run. Normal, special, ultimate, passive 1, 2, and come on, please be 3. Complete clean sweep. Everything is good. Let's see. Passive 3. Raise excitement. Dryad's drum produces a tone that cleanses the agony of the battlefield. Of battle and inspires excitement. As long as Karu is alive, when an ally with Karu's buff lands a crit attack, increases crit power rate of that ally by 10% up to 50%, which means you can stack that 5 times. Wow. Wow. And you're going to be critting a lot because of her 40% crit rate increase on top of your substats and gear and base stats. On top of, some of your units have the passives for their crit rates as well. Or you can even run it with Miho S3 yet again to raise that crit rate, and evasion rate and all that other good stuff. Yeah, wow. And this again just helps your DPS hit even harder. Your Chloes, your Eris, your Balders, your Carolines. What other really strong DPS we're running right now? Your King Rims. Just wow. So again, another passive that can be used pretty much in any game mode. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And it seems that it doesn't go away. It seems like this could be permanent. Because it says increase crit rate of that ally by 10% up to 50%. As long as they had the buff when they landed a crit attack. So, I believe this is a permanent buff. Which you can stack up to 5 times throughout the fight. 50% crit power is pretty insane, guys. You're talking easily getting a unit up to 200% plus crit power, and that's before you add any kind of gear or any kind of their own passes, and etc., etc. So, very good unit. 6 for 6, complete, knocked out of the park, home run, grand slam, actually, is what I would say. She had the bases loaded, and she just knocked it out. She put the game away. Phenomenal. So, Karu, very, very strong unit. Very, very, very strong support unit. If you really want to narrow it down. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of her skills now in action. Wow, what a unit. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and just pop her S1 real quick. And we're not really going to be able to see it in action, sadly, because there's only one enemy. Her S2, let's go and max that out. Obviously. And we just go and select that. It's a self-buff skill, so there you go. And if we go and click over on our hero, see here, increases crit rate by 40%, 3 turns left. And if we go and click our hero's statistics, look at that, 42% crit rate. That is a very high crit rate. And then again, if you pair that up with Miho, that's going to give you evasion in crit. Oh my Lanta. Okay? 100% crit rate, guys. It's possible. It's very possible now. Doing max out that S3. And it does appear that her S3 is a targetable skill. I noticed a lot of people were worried about that. Sorry if you hear a kid in the background. So, absolutely phenomenal. And let's see here. Yeah, so it works as we thought it did. This is, of course, at level 7. If you do, let's go and bring that down to level 6. All allies jointly attack the enemy designated by Karu. So she does get to select a target, which is very, very important for this skill. Amazing. So for Trent, for example, you can attack one of the mobs, and then everybody will attack it, except, of course, her. That is phenomenal. So for Trent 11 specifically, that stands out to me right now. She's going to be A1, okay? Top tier. So all allies jointly attack the enemy designated by Karu using their basic skills with attack increased by 2,046. Allies joining this attack have a 30% chance to gain an enhanced buff that increases attack by 2,046 for 2 turns. So it definitely looks as though you're going to be able to get both those stacks off, except the second one will be 30% chance. The first one will just be there for that attack only. So you're going to get that 2,046 attack now, and then you have a 30% chance to get an additional 2,046 for 2 turns. So that is interesting. So if that second one goes off, you're going to be set up pretty well. Even if just the first one that you get, just for that attack only, it's still going to be great. And of course, it's 2,046 because it's going 40%. I'm sorry, yeah, 40% based off of her attack, which is only 5,115 right now. Very, very low because they give you low numbers for the actual testing site. I call it the testing grounds, whatever. So you guys can kind of see, and let's see this thing in action. Let me actually go over here real quick. I should have probably checked this beforehand, but I can't actually, it don't let me check the puff. So I can't really tell you what its attack increase would be, but I'm just going to go ahead and select this anyway. Pretty cool looking animation. And there you go. Boom. Oh, wait, so she actually does attack as well. Interesting. I didn't think she was actually going to attack. So she attacked too. Let me try that. Let me check that again. Pretty sure she attacked as well, didn't she? Yes, she did. For some reason, I had it in my head that she didn't. She also did not. She did not attack on that S3. I must have just been completely losing my mind. But anyways, guys. So you see her in action. You know what her skills are. Just phenomenal, right? Just absolutely phenomenal. So she's going to be good in, depending on what kind of skills that you really want to invest into first as your priority. I would personally invest into her S2 first because of that 40% crit rate. And then I would, of course, focus on her S3. I don't know if I would ever really invest into her S1 just for the simple fact that it really doesn't get too high. It goes from 48% of attack up to only 65, so it's not going to be extremely high, and then you get that flat damage of 490 from 60. So it's not something that I would say you really need to invest into. It's one of those things that you'd invest into later on when you have nothing left to do, and you just find yourself using her a lot anyway, so you might as well. But I would definitely invest in special skill first for that increased crit rate, and then I would invest into her S3 for, of course, that attack increase when you're using her S3. Because what's good about her S3 is, even if we have it at just skill-based level 1, you're still getting 20% chance, 25% attack, and the additional 25% attack for 1 turn if you get that 20% chance to go off. So it's still going to be pretty good, to be honest. And the main thing that you're wanting to get out of that S3 is to get that initial attack off anyway with your whole team to try and kill that specific mob. And you're still going to be doing that. Even if you didn't get any attack increase at all, you're still going to be getting that. So her S3 is definitely less priority than the S2. Definitely go for the crits, guys. Because could you imagine your whole team critting and your whole team attacking one unit just like that for free just by spending the cost of 1 Karu S3? That's insane. So She's phenomenal. She's amazing. Her character design looks awesome. I like the whole Indian tribal designs. Very, very awesome. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe for more here on the channel. Don't forget to tick notifications. Join us in the description below. Sorry about the kids in the background. And also, don't forget to comment below what you guys think about Karu. And if you pulled her, are you excited? And have you tried her out already on Trent? And has she been doing well for you? So anyways, until then, have an awesome day wherever you are. As always, peace.